Hello everyone, Sky here, and today I've got another Sword Boy deck profile for you. This one's going to be Touken Ranbu of the Hanamaru build, based off the Japanese anime that we've got, or they got. As always, well, I don't say as always, all the cards here are in Japanese because we haven't got them in English, and there are no plans as of yet to get this pseudo legend deck in English. So if you hear me shuffling around or you hear some random clicking in the background, it's pretty much me putting up their page in order for me to tell you their names, because I don't know all their names off the top of my and I can't pronounce the names properly off the top of my head. I also can't read Japanese, but I've memorized the cards and what they do. So that'll be a little bit easier on you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the Sword Boys, the Hanamaru collection. So my starter is Yamato no Kami Yasusada. And about 75% of the cards are all going to be Hanamaru with a few exceptions. So anything in Japanese is Hanamaru. And this is the forerunner of the deck. As you can see, it's in a different color and it's awesome. You get two of these, and you get two special starters, and I chose this one out of the other one. It has a Vanguard ability at the end of the battle that this unit boosts with Hanamaru in its name, so it boosted a Hanamaru unit. I can soul charge one, and if I do, I could put it into the soul and counter charge. So one of the problems that Touken Ranbu has is management of their soul. So this guy is great to help keep that up. And if I need a random counter charge, I know this guy got my back. Going from the top down, I'm running 4 copies of Shoku Daikiri Mitsutada. And he's pretty cool. He has 2 abilities. The on-stride ability, when a G unit strides, I may pay the cost. If I do, I soul charge 1. And look at the top 3 cards of my deck and call up to 1 card with Hanamaru in its name to the rear guard. And then that unit gets plus 2k into the end of turn. Shuffle your deck. And then on Vanguard Rearguard, when he attacks, if I have a face-up card with Hanamaru in my G-Zone, he gets plus 5k. So this guy is great because he gets Vanguard and Rearguard ability, and it enables me to keep up the field pressure, especially with the decks that retire. And the backup grade 3 is Soza Saimonji. Yeah, got it right. And this guy is pretty cool too. I'm running 7 on the grounds that I want to bump up another area of the deck. So, yeah. That's the only reason why. So this guy is cool. For a Calabash and a 1 and a Soul Blast of 1, when he enters the Vanguard circle, I pay that cost. And when I do, I search for up to 1 grade 3 other than him, and I can write it on Vanguard. So I'll be searching for this guy. And when I do that, I call this guy out from the soul and put him out to a rear guard, which is perfect. So now I fix my Vanguard, and I have a unit replaced. Great. And his bottom ability is when he's attacked, I Soul Blast 1, and I return him back to my hand. So he's attacked, use him for Stride Father next turn. Perfect. To the grade 2 lineup. Oh boy. I'm running 4 Tanbankiris. Tanbankiri, his first ability is a Shiken Hitsatsu ability, so if I have 3 or more damage, he gains an extra 2k, make him an 11k attacker. And then his bottom ability is he's a special interceptor. So you know this, he gets an extra 5,000. But it's only when the battle attacks a Vanguard. So you're probably thinking there should have been better cards out there. Since this deck focused mostly around Hanamaru, I want to keep him there. And the other Hanamaru cards weren't as good. Or at least the ones that didn't make the deck, I should say. So next, I'm running 3 Yamabushi Kunihiro. And he also has a Shiken Asatsu ability. When he attacks a Vanguard, I pay the cost, which is a Soul Blast of 1. And if I do, he gets plus 5,000 to the end of the battle. And at the end of that battle, I draw a card and he goes to the bottom of the deck. So he replaces himself, which is nice. And then, I know I'm going to butcher this last one up. 4 Izumi no Kami Kanesada. So this is the special unit of the deck. When it's placed on rearguard, I look at the top 4 cards of my deck, reveal it to one grade 1 with Hanamaru in its name. I counterblast 1, and then I call that unit to the rearguard. So, sweet. I get a free card for counterblast 1. And then the bottom ability is a Soul Blast 1. When it's boosted by Touken Wakazashi, it gets plus 3k to the end of the battle. So I only really have one, and it's that dude. And they're usually a pair. They've been a pair for quite some time. So usually when those two are boosted, between both of their powers, it's a 5k boost to them. So 1621 column. So I'll throw that out. Since I revealed it, I'll throw it out. So this guy, Horikawa Kunihiro, when it's placed on the rear guard, I look at the top 4 cards of my deck. And I call it to one grade 2 with Hanamaru in its name to the rear guard. And then I shuffle the deck. If a card was called, I choose a card from my hand and throw it into the soul. So that card is pretty cool. And again, when this guy is paired with this guy, just for a Soul Blast of 1, they both get plus 5k. The column gets 5k. So that's pretty cool. I'm running 4 Stride Enablers. Stride Enablers, excuse me. 4 Perfect Guards. Namazuro Toshiro Hanamaru. Yeah. So this one has a really cool ability. It can Perfect Guard any unit, and then if the number of rear guards I have with Hanamaru in its name is 4 or more, I can countercharge Soul Charge. So what made me run this over the original Perfect Guard that countercharges is the fact that I get a Soul Charge along with it, which I know there's another condition for it, but I just like the ability to Soul Charge a bit more. And let me speed up so I'm not wasting any more time. 3 Stride Enablers, because sometimes you just need to get there. And I'll explain, like, since I'm not running a 4th Stride Enabler, you may think I don't have many chances to stride. But because Soza goes back to my hand, it eases the cost of it. For Seiya Samanji's, when she attacks, if the damage is equal to or greater than my opponent, for a counterblast 1, she gets plus 5k and an extra crit. That's unheard of. And lastly, Aizen Kunitoshi. So for Seeking Asatsu ability, when my grade 4 Vanguard with Hanamaru in its name attacks, I can pay the cost, which is a counterblast 1, and I can stand him, and he gets plus 4k into the end of turn. So any of my stride units, go. So now the trigger lineup, very simple on my end. 4 Imano Tsurugi Tokus, because it's the best draw trigger in the whole game. I dare someone to argue me. 4 Imano Tsurugis, heal triggers, because it's adorable. And this one's a Hanamaru. And then these pair. Let me bring up the name. One of them is a Toshiro. So this one is... oh, hold on. I got this. That one is Hirano Toshiro. And the other guy is Mutsu no Kami Yoshiyuki. So the reason why I have both of these in here instead of the Shoku Daikiri crit trigger is because of their ability. If I have a face-up card in my G-Zone while I'm paying for the cost of stride, these both counts as grade 3 as long as I'm striding a Hanamaru card, which is unheard of. So you tell me I can ditch a grade 0 to count as a grade 3 to stride. Perfect. Get no complaints from me. On to the G-Zone. I'll start with the G Guardians. I'm running 1 Kotetsu Saimanji, 2 Surumarus, and 2 Akashi Kuniyukis. So this is the lineup. I know I got an Iwatushi G Guardian, but it's not as good as this guy. This guy gives me plus 5k shield for each face down card in my damage zone. And if all the cards in my damage zone are face down, I can turn one of them face up, and it doesn't affect the shield value. So that's awesome. And now to the G Zone, where it is mixed. I'm running 2 Nihongos Hanamaru. It has a Seek and Assassin ability. For Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, I can Persona Flip from the G Zone. Until the end of turn, this dude gets plus 10k. And then, and for that battle that this unit attacked, my opponents can't call grade 1s or graders to the Guardian Circle. So some Guard Restrict and some power. Just a nice solid first rider if I need to. I'm running 2 Iwatushis because I'm running into the problem of I need to kill my opponent's front row. One is Shikimaru Toku. 1 Mikazuki Munchika Toku. 2 Hotaru Maru Hanamarus. That guy is pretty cool. Hold on, let me bring it up for you guys. Wow. So for a Soul Blaster 1, and I can Persona Flip for my G-Zone. When it attacks, if the number of face-up cards in my G-Zone is 2 or more, I can pay that cost. If I do, I stand him and rest all of my rear guards, and that unit gets plus 5k and minus 1 drive. So it's a restanding Vanguard, twin drive each time, which is perfect. What the cheeky combo is, I could use this guy, so when it attacks and I boost with him, everything's rested, I get his ability off and pay for all the costs, it's done. Then his ability goes off, so I can counterblast 1 and restand him. Yeah. So lastly, I'm running 1 Kogitsune Maru. Just to get 1 card in my... So it's a Soul Blast 1 and turn a card from my G-Zone face up to get 3 cards off the top of my library. 1 goes to my hand, 1 goes to the bottom, and 1 goes to the top of the deck. And lastly is Surumaru Kuninaga. And this guy is one of my finishers. I Soul Blast one and I Persona Flip himself from the G Zone, and I choose one of my rear guards, and it gets plus 10k until the end of turn for each face-up card in my G Zone. And guys, that's pretty much it. I know this one was a bit on the longer side, but again, you know, I don't want to just play cards and don't tell you what they do, because that's just rude. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave it in the comment section below. I can't wait to try this deck out on my friends. Bye.